When recording's going, starting live stream. How are we feeling up there? If we're ready to start, huh? Rachel's just going to announce as we go through the slides, and people will get up and speak from that podiums there, and we're here to help out if anything goes sideways, which it won't. Jax, we're good. I think we're good. Okay, everyone, welcome to Concordia University's Force Space. Thank you for joining us for today's event, Community Over Commercialization. Buttons and conversations is really what we're here for. It is part of International Open Access Week and Open Access Month with the Concordia University Library. But first, just to help situate you, we are streaming to YouTube. We are live from Force Space. We are located here on unceded Indigenous lands in Tiohtià:ke, Montreal. Here at Force Space, we work with our university community to help mobilize knowledge, co-creating daily activities that examine research questions and projects, things happening across the university. We're running today's event as a live stream Zoom meeting. Anybody pop it in there, you have questions, put them in the chat. We'll read them out. Those of you here in the space, if you've got questions at some point, we'll bring a microphone over to you. But that's enough from me. I'm now pleased to hand it over to scholarly publishing librarian here at Concordia University, Dr. Rachel Harris. Rachel.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Excellent. So welcome to Community Over Commercialization, Buttons and Conversations. We will be doing some very short introductions with leaders from the open landscape here at Concordia University. And this sets the stage for networking amongst leaders to speak across our domain areas, and for those who are curious about the open landscape to ask questions, and for us to dig into how can we prioritize that open landscape here at Concordia with some button making and coffee and snacks soon to follow. So I will pass it to Amy Buckland, our university librarian, who will get us started.
Is it working? All right. Thank you, Rachel. Just a quick hello. I'm thrilled to see you all here to celebrate all the open work that we do here at Concordia and to imagine what else we can be doing. Concordia prides itself on being a part of a broader community, whether that be Montreal, Quebec, Canada, or international. One way we engage with our communities is to share our creative and scholarly works in the most publicly accessible ways. In the years since I've joined the Concordia Library, I've been excited to learn of so many open initiatives already on the go here. Many you're going to hear about today. It's exciting to work somewhere that sees the opportunities working in the open brings to society. In the library, we have a number of tools to make it easier to share your research, to share your data, to learn about licensing your work openly, and to understand the impact your work is having in more ways than just impact factors. Concordia University Press is a fully open access press, making significant scholarship available to everyone in the world. Thank you all for being here. I'm bummed that I can't stay for button making because that's one of my favorite things. So enjoy, and it's a really exciting time to be here at Concordia. So I hope you learn lots. Thanks, everybody.
I'll invite colleague Melissa so we can all, should we both go to the front for this one? Yeah. So as open scholarship and open science and open education can be very discipline specific, Melissa and I, so subject librarian and I, have started to collaborate to start to visualize how that open landscape is more than open access, but it can include software, open educational resources, open repositories, etc., and how it can be discipline specific. And so in consultation with Nico Alessandroni from the Open Science Working Group, we've started to model what that could look like for psychology.
So my name is Melissa Rosecki. I'm a teaching and research librarian for social sciences, and one of the subject areas that I support is psychology, as Rachel mentioned. So Rachel and I work collaboratively to create the Open Psychology Guide. This guide aims to provide suggested resources to consult in a variety of OA areas, and it will hopefully aim to serve as a template for future subject-specific open guides as well. So the guide is divided into 4 different areas. So there's information on learning more about open access articles, more about open data, open source. So for example, hardware and software that are OA specific, and also OERs. So textbooks that are being used that are open educational resources here at Concordia, and then other areas to search for OERs, as along with other resources to learn more. So I hope that this guide will evolve over time. This is a new subject area for me that I am supporting as of this year. So I'm hoping that as I get to learn more about the department, meet more faculty and students, and receive more suggestions, that this guide will evolve over time with further resources and be able to modify these resources and suggestions as well.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. I am Nico Alessandroni. I am a postdoctoral fellow at the Concordia Infant Research Laboratory, and together with Krista Barris-Heinlein, I lead the Concordia Open Science Working Group. This working group has been working very hard for the past 2 years. We've created a report with concrete recommendations to implement open science here at Concordia, and the group more broadly aims to foster an open science culture and open science practices, open access, particularly relevant today, but also other practices such as open data pre-registration, open educational resources, and whatnot, right? In the laboratory, we are also very interested in victim science, which is a spin-off of open science, also trying to democratize access to knowledge. And we are very happy to be here today to discuss with all of you. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Josephine Guan. I'm an educational developer at the Center for Teaching and Learning at Concordia. My role is to help faculty and TAs discover various teaching approaches and tools to weave into their course. So the 2 things I'd like to share today are the press books that we came out with this year. The first book is about embedding sustainability in higher ed courses. And we worked with the sustainability curriculum developer and actually designed some interactive tools, such as the Change Agent self-assessment tool that both faculty and students can use. Also, we have specific chapters that focus on specific disciplines. So currently we have math and English, and we provide a lot of external resources for those. The second book is the Teaching and Learning Guide for Teaching Assistants. So this is for all TAs of Concordia, everything teaching related. So some cool things to note are specific tutorial and lab sample lesson plans that we provide in a chapter. And also a prof graciously provided us with a sample assignment that we then developed into a grading exercise. So my call to action today would be to consider open access as an act of care, abundance, and connection with your colleagues and your students.
Hi, everyone. My name is Natalie Courito. I'm an associate professor of feminism and sexuality at Concordia's Simone de Beauvoir Institute. I, in 2021, co-authored with a former student of mine a teaching guidebook for the Gender and Sexuality Studies classroom. And in the time since I self-published that teaching guidebook, I had many conversations with Rachel Harris, who really championed the idea of converting the guidebook into an open educational resource press book. And this past year, in 2024, we republished it and as a press book with the new title, Better Practices in the Classroom, with an expanded set of contents for a more general, wider audience of users. And the teaching guidebook is for sustainable, inclusive, and equitable learning from a gender and sexuality studies framework. The thing that's really exciting to me about this teaching guidebook and the use of the open educational resource platform is that it allows me to keep the document living. I can update it really easily as new forms of research are available and new resources are developed. I can share content and resources that users share with me in the guidebook, and it allows for immediate updates to the structure of the guidebook itself without having to do a lot of heavy work of republishing it. And so I'm really excited about this resource. It's been a great tool already for my own teaching. And it's also been a really fantastic resource for collaborative forms of pedagogical engagement. And so it's been something that I've used as part of pedagogy workshops I've done with colleagues in universities throughout Canada and the United States, as well as within my own department. Thank you, everyone.
Hi, everyone. I'm Katie Young, and I'm also coming from the experience of an OER textbook. I'm assistant professor in cultural geography and Irish studies, and I was really excited by the opportunity for the OER textbook grant in order to be able to create something that allowed students to engage with the topic of Irish geography, because I couldn't find anything available to teach. So it was really exciting to have the opportunity to create something, and to create something that would really engage with contemporary issues and examples that are happening right now. Along with all of the other aspects of OER, which I think are fantastic for the textbook, I also really enjoy the different activities that are really accessible and allow students to learn in new ways. So that's been really great. Thank you.
This is Rahil Kekad. It has been so great to have you on our OER student team as the instructional design assistant at Concordia University Library since the summer. What are some of your highlights?
Yeah, it's been great to be part of the team. Yeah, in my role, I basically support professors and students as they make textbooks on Pressbooks, the platform that we post textbooks for Concordia. And I basically troubleshoot issues and help design layouts for the textbooks that professors create, and it keeps things interesting. And one cool project that I've worked on was with Professor Peter Morden, who provided us with his textbook content, and we furthered the implementation of the content into Pressbooks. And that was really fun because it was really early in my journey as an instructional design assistant, and really helped me explore Pressbooks and just understand the platform. And it was very nice to create some engaging layouts and interactive.
So this is a special thanks to all of the students. This is a special thanks to all of the students working on these projects with professors, as well as the OER work study students. So those on the current team, including Rahil, Zoe, and Noemi, as well as past team members, Sarah, and Sana, Ahmad, and others.
I brought homework. I'm Ryan Van Housteen. I'm the interim director at Concordia University Press, and we're a hybrid academic book publisher where we believe and support in a thriving print culture, but we also believe in barrier-free scholarship. So we're a publisher that releases all of our books online as open access editions. It's delightful to be here and hear about all of these other related open initiatives, textbooks, educational resources. It's great to see that there are so many ways of injecting more substantiated scholarly findings into forms of public discourse. I'd say that as a book publisher, there's often a slight misconception that open means digital only. I'm happy to be here with all of our books since 2020 to help to dispel some of those rumors. But I don't think that books are mutually exclusive. A print edition can help support an electronic edition, and an electronic edition has other rules that can help to support a print edition. So you can find all of our open access editions online for free at library.press.concordia.ca. Is it press.library? Press.library.concordia.ca? Would I nail it in the last minute? No. Just to double check, press.library.concordia.ca. All right, here are the print ones. Bye.
So I'm Krista. I'm here on behalf of the library's research data management team to remind everyone about opportunities to make your research data open. So making your research data accessible and open for others comes with a variety of benefits. It ensures transparency, prevents duplication of research efforts. If your data is open and accessible to others, they can use it, potentially find new discoveries from it, obviously cite it, all of which have the potential to improve the impact and reach of your research. So research data can be shared in a variety of ways, including the use of a data repository. So data repositories function as a place for you to deposit, store, and make your research data available to others. Borealis, the Canadian Dataverse repository, houses Concordia's Dataverse instance, which is one option for data sharing by Concordia researchers. So Borealis provides a bilingual, secure interface for data sharing. It accepts a wide variety of file formats. It's free for Concordia researchers to use, but is not meant for sensitive data. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Francisco Arrizbeitia. I'm a software developer at the library, and I was the lead developer for the Open Data initiative that we started doing with the library renovation quite a few years ago. And the idea of is to serve internal data from the university. And so far we have quite a few data sets, including the SIS, which is the student system, and for facilities, sensor data, it's a bunch of stuff. And it is used mainly by three groups of people. It's for staff, for researchers, and for students. And this is a demo that we did, and it's kind of neat. It's this we need to showcase like a way of you know, how you can visualize data in a more playful way. And this is actual real-time data from the API, which is about, it's not an exact number, but it's, you know, ish. And each person is, you know, like represented by one of these little birds on the flock. And if you move the mouse, they will react to the mouse movement. And like, again, like it's a more playful way of showing serialization. It does showcase that we do have real-time data on the API available for everybody. And like I said, like it's there, it's for everybody to use. It's like truly 5-star open data. There's no strings attached to this. And so far it's been used for research, like the Smart Cities Lab uses it to some of the research. There's a lot of capstone projects that have been done for mostly engineering students using this. It's used internally. Part of the Concordia website uses this as a backend API. And all our signage you see around the library uses this. And yeah, so it's yeah, it's kind of neat. Okay. By the way, the URL is opendata.concordia.ca.
Well done. No flub there.
So thanks so much for sharing some of your initiatives and projects, the idea of how we can move the open landscape forward for the benefit of our Concordia communities and the larger public. I think part of the answer is that it gets done on an individual level, but also a collective level. So the very fact that we have librarians and postdocs and profs and students, a developer in this room is an opportunity for us to speak amongst each other. And so we will now soon move to the conversation, coffee, and button making. And thank you to Fourspace. And yes, oh yeah, there was more. So up next, there's How Do You Picture It? All text and art books. So encouragement to join us for that as well, starting at 4. And then in terms of some key actionable items, if you're not already working on an open textbook project, the grant submission period is currently open for those who are interested in applying, who are professors willing to work with students. And now, thanks again to Fourspace, and I leave it to you.
Thanks, Rachel. Thank you everyone for coming in today. Thanks, great to hear about these projects. I'm just gonna let you know that we'll be closing the live stream now, but it remains available on our YouTube channel. Gonna revisit it, you can share it, etc. But of course, really what you need to do is stick around, make some buttons, have some coffee, I believe. Also, there's other treats over there. Okay. And those of you who are watching this online, well, you still have time to get over here. Okay, that's enough for me. See you at 4 o'clock. Okay, bye.